Um, I would like you to go into your heart and feel what is there. That process of emotional transformation is actually pointing to something deeper. Not just to get healed, to release, change emotionally things. It's part of the soul's journey to self-realization. One of the reasons we cannot control, or have very little control over our emotional tendencies, is because they are very unconscious. We cannot really connect them to consciousness other than through mental observation. They're very far from consciousness, in fact. So, one of the most important goals here is to awaken ourselves emotionally, or rather awakening our emotional identity. And that emotional identity is realized on two levels. Emotional body is realized as pure subjectivity, and the emotional center, which is like the center of our emotional self, which is in the heart, has to be awakened too. Without that awakening, even practically speaking, you have very little power to change, because you are split. One part wants to change the other part, but they are actually disconnected. So I want you to feel in your heart yourself. You can feel many things in your heart, but I want you to feel yourself. I want you to feel your emotional self directly. And by the way, when we are going into the heart, we are using too the emanating intelligence. It's the only intelligence that allows you to be properly in the heart. When you feel pain in your heart, it is that emotional center, emotional self which is feeling pain. He is experiencing himself through this pain. If he is able to go to have the full experience without resistance. Sometimes you don't really know if what you experience is pain or not, unless it is triggered through some interactions or your thoughts. Then you can identify it, something that hurts. But if that is not triggered through anything in particular, and you go to your heart, there is just that shapeless energy that feels uncomfortable and is in a way is prior to the conscious experience of pain, something underlying it, underlying energy. So the energy which is locked in your heart from the past. When you experience the pain in a usual manner, it is a psychological sense of it. pain, sadness, grief. It is there, that formless energy or that shapeless energy, because we have not done anything about it. Somehow we have neglected ourselves in this way. Or we did not know what to do or how to do. We did not really go deeper into our emotional existence. And now we do. And your intention is to fully experience it and to dissolve it. To fully experience it, because you need to be fully there before you can dissolve it. Otherwise, the experiencer of that root emotion is disconnected, is separated from the emotion itself. So when you are experiencing certain suffering, you need to identify who is suffering, which is your emotional self. It is not just general suffering, there's actually a main center from which you experience it. And then it emanates onto the all over of you, everywhere, and disturbing you in all kind of manners. But here you are going to the root. So you are staying with that emotion or energy which is uncomfortable. And the thing is, and probably some of you have this experience, that you stayed with that and nothing actually changed much, or at least nothing noticeable. And because you need to go deeper. You need to actually perform the action of the dissolving of that energy. And you do it by melting into it. The fact is, if the emotional center, it kind of reminds me of the feeling me. We used to use the term in the past. And there's a slightly different sense of it, but similar. So if the feeling me is 100% one with the emotion or the energy or the pain, and it has to fully merge with that, then this energy opens up and disappears. And there is no more pain. It's not necessarily a single act, because there are layers to what we have accumulated there. So often it has to be repeated, but the process is basically you again dissolve it, it becomes more and more transparent until nothing is left. But your emotional self, feeling me, not only you are going deep into that energy or emotion that you want to dissolve, you need to also go deep into the feeling me. The very core of the existence of the one who feels. So you merge with the energy or emotion you want to dissolve. You stay there. You breathe. And it will dissipate. You're actually getting absorbed in that experience. And as you're getting absorbed in that experience, you're also getting absorbed in your emotional center, a combination. Your emotional body is everywhere in your body. It's a parallel body. But your main center of feeling is in the heart. When we do not experience that center, we feel our emotions through the mind. Psychologically and so forth, we're basically not conscious of who the experiencer really is, but ultimately he is in the heart. In times when there's nothing in particular to experience or to feel, the feeling me becomes transparent and it is infused with the overall pure subjectivity of the heart. Your emotional existence has to be included in your realization of pure subjectivity. Otherwise, you remain split. Part of you is split from the soul. And as I have explained, emotions are very primal, and as we evolve emotionally, this evolution runs parallel, not always in a harmonious way, but parallel to the evolution of the mind. And it mostly happens beneath the conscious level. There's very little connection to the conscious. On the other one side, our emotions have beauty and are important. They enrich our life. But on the other hand, they are actually quite primitive, archaic, somehow basic. And really one of their important roles is to assure our survival. Physical and emotional. They are like that part of that autonomous nervous system. They work by themselves, not asking us for our opinion, what to feel, how to express themselves. And this is why under the surface of the civilized human mind, everyone is quite irrational. All of this being held by discipline and self-control and fear of not being accepted by others. We are trying to fit in socially, so we need to control our emotions. Anyway, now is the time for you to bring your emotions to consciousness, to pure subjectivity, and to link them with higher intelligence, such as the emanating intelligence. Whether you change different things soon or not, whether you dissolve emotional discomfort soon or not, is actually secondary. What matters the most is to become conscious and to bring the light of subjectivity to your emotional existence.